We are on the cusp of 2023, and when we're moving into a new year, we're looking into the future and wondering what this new year will bring. We took some time to look into what we see will be the major productivity trends for 2023. And we put together 8 trends that we feel very confident will be very relevant for everyone. Number 1 is more office perks. So 2022 saw the return to the office. And while a lot of people did learn to work remotely and hybridly, etc., there were still a lot of managers who were not entirely comfortable with having their teams work remotely and therefore have been working hard to bring them back into the office. Now, how do you entice a workforce back into the office? Well, by making the office a more interesting place to be. And so we believe that we are going to see a lot of different interesting perks for in-office employees. So that could range from actual office offers, catered lunch, which DeskTime has been doing since the very beginning. It could be massage vouchers for those who come into the office. But we are clear that we are going to see a lot of creative approaches to getting people back into the office. Number 2 is working from abroad. Now that a lot of people do have the freedom to work remotely, at least part-time of the year, why not take advantage of that and work from Bermuda for 3 months? When all you need is an internet connection and your computer, literally the world is your oyster. 3 is death of hustle culture as the norm. Now, in 2022, we saw the rise of quiet quitting, and that was this movement of people who were fed up with hustle culture, with the notion that you have to constantly be going above and beyond, and it led to a movement of people doing the bare minimum, doing literally just what is written in their job description and then going home and just essentially enough not to get fired. And along with that, we think that we're going to see a change in how employers see their employees and how they should be dedicating themselves to the job. This was such a movement, and it really furled some feathers in the higher echelons of employers and HR departments that we believe that we're going to see a change in how job descriptions are written, as well as a change in how HR conversations are handled. And we think that it will no longer be the norm to demand the over and above commitment. Number 4 is holding on to jobs for dear life. Last year, we saw the Great Resignation. We saw a lot of people who realized that they were being not treated as well as they would like to be, or working jobs that they didn't feel good in, and we saw people resigning en masse. And now, much of the world is entering a period of economic insecurity. Not only is inflation prevalent in many places in the world, but also many communities are affected by increased heating expenses. As this financial insecurity grows, so will reduce the risk or the likelihood of people wanting to leave their jobs and taking that risk and going into the unknown of, maybe I'll find another job, maybe I won't. So people will be settling down into their jobs and holding on to that financial security while they can. Number 5 is side gigs as the norm. If maybe 10 years ago, employers generally frowned upon their employees having multiple streams of income, we're seeing a shift in that people commonly having their main job and several possible income streams on the side. And this has come as a rise of technologies that have made things like e-commerce and dropshipping possible, as well as marketplaces where you can sell your services or products that you've created. And so it's never been more easy than now to create additional income streams without even having to leave your own house. So we believe we will be seeing even more of that going into next year. 6 is 4-day work weeks. Now, last year we saw different communities experimenting with the idea of 4-day work weeks. We saw communities in Spain and groups of companies in England trying out 4-day work weeks, and generally it looks like those results have been a success. We believe that these pilot projects have happened, and this year, moving into 2023, they will become a trend, a much wider trend, so you can hopefully look out for more 4-day work weeks in your own company. Personally, my team has been having 4-day work weeks for the past 3 summers. So that's one approach to try out. Highly recommend. Number 7 is the increased use of time tracking and productivity tools. Along with the remote work and the hybrid work and the managerial stress and anxieties about whether or not people are working, has come the rise of the adoption of different productivity and time tracking tools, like DeskTime. DeskTime, for example, is able to automatically track when people have arrived and left, that way giving managers the peace of mind that these things are being logged. And what's better is DeskTime even has a feature that can send alerts to managers when there are employees that are consistently arriving late or not meeting whatever requirements are set. And that way, managers don't have to deal with micromanagement. They can just rely on the notifications and have that conversation when the need arises, rather than having to constantly be snooping around at what people are doing. Number 8 is a focus on mental well-being. Now, the mental health conversation has been ongoing for several years now, but we're finally seeing a shift in the understanding that the problem isn't mental illness, the problem is what caused that mental illness. Now, then if you as a company or an owner or an employer or manager wants to increase your employees' well-being, then you have to prioritize relieving the source of that stress or the anxiety or depression. And that will be resulting in things like more built-in mental health days, different company policies that make it possible for employees to find that rest. So we are seeing a rise in the implementation of mental wellness into company policy itself. And we think that's great. So those were our 8 predictions for 2023's productivity trends. What have we missed? Comment them below and give this video a like if you agree with our trends. Subscribe and I'll see you in the next video.